Hello, everyone. Hello, dear colleagues. We're so happy to see you at our international online conference devoted to Asian and Russian market, special cases, business cases, of course, and ways to enter the Russian market, the most efficient ones, and of course, ways to increase international sales, which is also important, I suppose. And we will learn about current trends and market tendencies on the VACR market. We are happy to see you all here. We're sorry for our delay with the start. We had a technical problem, but now everything is fine. And so here we see Elena Zelenina,
Hello.
the exhibition director, Aquatherm Moscow exhibition director. Yeah, Elena, can you hear us? Can you see us?
Yes, Julia. Hi all. Well, we also should join Olga Yegorova, who is also the exhibition director.
Yes, we are waiting 2 minutes while our other participants will join us. As you see,
okay,
everything's under control.
Super. Then right now I will switch my video for a while and then wait Olga and then switch on again. Okay.
Yeah, okay. And I will speak about our conference a little bit, audience. So dear listeners, who may type your questions into chat when you see the chat button below the Zoom screen. And you may type every questions of your interest. Experts will be happy to answer and give you a consultation as well. We have very top speakers today, I suppose, because they're and experts from China Refrigeration and Air Conditioning Industry Association, and as well Georgy Litvinchuk. He is the owner and founder of a company Marketing, and as well our Russian expert of ventilation and air conditioning market and heating as well. And and we also have Leila Pavlova. Leila give you some instructions how to enter the market with the help of exhibitions, and of course we'll give you some useful tips on entering new markets as the whole, not only into Russia, on the whole, and of course increasing your international sales, which is great. So maybe I see your question. Time is webinar going to start. It will start in 2 minutes at 10:15. 10:15, just a minute, and we will start. Now we see Kristana Zhu is connecting to us, speaker from China Refrigeration and Air Conditioning Association. Kristana, can you hear us? Kristana? Oh, I see hello from Greece in our chat. Hello from Russia, from Moscow, Greece. So nice. I suppose you have a nice weather now, but in Moscow it's already cold. It's below 0. So winter is coming, like in our favorite cereal. Winter is close. Oh, the weather is wintry here as well, about Greece, yeah? And how many degrees? Above zero, below zero? Anyone can saw my message? We see messages. What message do you mean in particular?
Hello, everyone again. Well, we will wait. While we're waiting, my colleague Olga Yegorova, I will start a little bit with my presentation, with our presentation, a brief information about the show. Let me share the presentation. Do you see it?
Yeah, we see Elena. Yeah.
Okay, super. Then, well, we are glad to see you here and good to announce that here in Russia, September and October 2020 gave rise to the autumn exhibition season. Well, exhibitions of various industry were successfully held at the exhibition venues here in Moscow, in Crocus Expo, where Aquatherm Moscow is held, and in Expo Center, as well as in St. Petersburg, in Expo Forum. Thus, we held in September the leading environmental exhibition Waste Tech and Aquatech, which were attended by over than 5,500 visitors. The participants of the exhibitions highly appreciated the past events, noting that despite the decrease of the volume of exhibitions, the quality of the specialists who visited the event was very high. Moreover, the density, which is the number of visitors per one exhibitor, has increased significantly as well. And while the social distancing measures make for a much less crowded experience on the floor, we saw people talking, negotiating, networking, exchanging ideas, the best practices, closing deals everywhere. That makes me feel that nothing can replace the magic of face-to-face connection. Well, and the topic of our brief presentation is Aquatherm Moscow, the best way to enter the Russian HVAC and water technologies market. A little bit later, when my colleague Olga Yegorova, who is in charge for the Russian part of exhibition, will join us, will tell you why it is the best one. Meanwhile, I want to tell you about our new services and initiatives that we implemented this cycle of the show. Well, first of all, well, okay, just a moment. First of all, one of the biggest initiatives of this cycle is the online service named Aquatherm Click. This is the special app that allows getting the best from the show for you as exhibitor, visitor, or even on-stand staff. What it gives: business information first, then you can benefit from the breakthrough technology to enrich your business data. Smart matchmaking, you can also enrich your profile and attract and get as many visitors as you can. And the most interesting thing is the lead scanning. You will have an opportunity to collect and download all the leads from the single service named Aquatherm Click. We will send the detailed information to all of you right after the conference. And what's more to tell you is, due to the current uncertain situation with the borders, we know that borders are still closed. We have created an alternative participation remote participation. In particular, we've created 3 packages especially for the international exhibitors that allows you to enter the Russian market even if the borders will stay closed during Aquatherm Moscow 2021. First package, here you can see the package. First package benefit, the main one, is online coverage. You will be shown in all our online services, tools, and sources. The detailed information, we also created a special price for the participants of this conference. The standard price is a little bit higher than right now. Package 2, the main advantage of package 2 is the remote participation. You will be shown not only on site, but also, online, but also on site within the remote participation area on the special branded wall, especially for your company. We will hire the special attendant who will collect the business cards of visitors who are interested in this or that remote participator, and will give you the list of the visitors who are interested in your company and send it to you by email. And the third package has even bigger advantage. You will have not only the package 1, but also you will have working space. It's not in even the wall panel, just branded wall panel. You will have a small workspace with the equipment, computer, Wi-Fi, internet, and video scene ahead of the of your booth, and a special hostess who will be dedicated especially to your company and will collect the business cards specially for you, for your company, and then we'll send those business cards also to you by email. Now I see that Olga is here. Olga, hi.
Hi all.
Well, we were talking about the new initiatives that we implemented at Aquatherm Moscow, but I promised that you will tell us why Aquatherm Moscow is the best place to start the business in Russia. So you are welcome to continue.
Thank you. Thank you, Elena, very much. Good afternoon all again. I'm very glad to welcome you to our online conference. So why Aquatherm Moscow is the best one? First, because it's about business to business. Aquatherm Moscow annually connects manufacturers and brand representatives from all over the globe with an impressive target audience of more than 900 trade, engineering, design and installation, construction, property management and operation companies with strong buying interest from 80 Russian regions. Second, because it's convenient. You don't need to think how to get the reliable partner. During 4 days under one roof, you receive the best opportunities to meet your objectives, such as lead generating. Please find new partners from 80 Russian regions and CIS. Meeting the buyers, you are welcome to use our 25-year experience in growing exports and sales network. Increasing the brand awareness, being a leading show in Russia for HVAC industry, Aquatherm Moscow provides a range of state-of-art and and innovative marketing tools, helping the exhibitors to strengthen the image and maintaining the industry to speed up recovery from COVID-19 crisis. Business program, which gives you a knowledge of the correct way of doing business in Russia and learn actual market trends. The visitors. Aquatherm Moscow 2020 was attended by almost 29,000 specialists. 31% of them were wholesalers who were looking for new products, new partners, new suppliers, and you may get them on Aquatherm Moscow 2021. Many foreign manufacturers already have distributors in Russia. Some of them are just going to arrange the supplier here. But I'm sure that all of them are interested in further development, new partners, new geographies. So Aquatherm Moscow is the guide along this way. This is about about our routine. Elena, oh, I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes. So we hear you, Olga. And I think
some problems with the connection.
no, it's okay. I hear you very well. Yulia?
Yes. Well, sorry. Some I don't know what's happening. Elena, what about you? Are you told? Did you tell about?
Yes, I have already. Sector. Yeah, no, please, you're welcome to tell about our special sector air vent.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, about you at Aquatherm, first is a new launch for ventilation and air conditioning, specialized sector named air vent. Air vent is a special section at the Aquatherm Moscow exhibition in which manufacturers and suppliers represent a wide range of their best solutions and innovations of a VAC and refrigeration market. Air vent is exposition, highlighted exposition for ventilation and air conditioning exhibitors. Special pricing. The price for this section is much lower than the main section that let us successfully compete with another climate event in Moscow. Promotion. Effective extra promotion of the section among your target audience. Distributors, representatives of trade, installation and construction companies. Visitors. 1/3 of Aquatherm Moscow 2020 visitors were interested in ventilation, air conditioning, and refrigerating equipment. Business program. AirVent International Ventilation Congress, a unique event of the Aquatherm Moscow business program, at which recognized foreign and Russian experts speak about current industry issues and the practical implementation of engineering ideas. AirVent Congress in 2020 was more than 350 delegates, more than 30 speakers, 5 world-known experts. In 2021, AirVent Congress will be held for the 4th time. Awards, AirVent Awards, free participation in the specialized International AirVent Awards, which determines the best of the best in the climate market and draws special attention of your potential customers on your company's products, services, and projects. Well, now I give the floor to Elena again. Thank you.
Yes, what more to say is that if you want to participate in our show and take a chance to participate in the show remotely, please contact our partner for AirVent in China. Here is the contact details, and afterwards we will send you all detailed information by emails. And well, we love our show and we do our best. You will love it it's the same way. And today, together with our partners, we organized this conference in order to give you some insight of the current situation which we have in Russia and globally, and discuss the main topics of the air conditioning and ventilation market. Wish you useful 2 hours ahead with us, and I'm delightful also to turn the floor over to the next speaker, Ms. Liu Xianghong, Deputy Secretary General at China Refrigeration and Air Conditioning Industry Association.
我打开了。先看看能听见吗？
看一下啊。可以说了。
我就尊敬的各位专家，业内朋友们，很高兴，大家好，很高兴与中俄专家和行业同仁在这个特殊时期共聚线上，参加由中国制冷空调工业协会和俄罗斯力展共同举办的此次线上论坛。在此呢，我代表中国制冷空调工业协会，对大家的到来表示热烈的欢迎和衷心的感谢。
Distinguished experts and industry peers, it is a great pleasure to gather online with Chinese and Russian experts and industry peers in this special period to participate in this online conference. Jointly organized by China Refrigeration and Air Conditioning Industry Association and Red Russia. First of all, on behalf of the CRAA, we would like to extend warm welcome and heartfelt thanks to you all.
中国制冷空调工业协会呢是成立于1989年4月，是以中国制冷空调行业的制造企业为主，包括有关科研机构、院校、社会团体及工程设计、安装、维修、物流等单位自愿结成的全国性的行业组织，是社会团体法人。目前呢，协会有效的会员单位超过600家，代表了中国制冷空调行业的主流声音。
Founded in April 1989, CRA is a national social organization voluntarily formed by manufacturing enterprises in China's refrigeration and air conditioning industry, including relevant scientific research institutions, colleges and universities, social organizations, engineering design, installation, maintenance, logistics, and other organizations. At present, there are more than 600 effective members representing the mainstream voice of the R&AC industry in China.
多年来，中俄两国一直保持着良好的贸易关系。中俄两国暖通制冷空调行业间的交流和贸易也十分的紧密。此次会议呢，我们将重点介绍两国暖通制冷空调行业市场、相关节能政策法规等。让企业更好地了解中俄暖通制冷空调市场现状及相关法规。
Over the years, China and Russia have maintained good trade relations and also have close exchanges and trade in HVAC and R industry. In this conference, we will focus on introducing the HVAC and R market and the related energy saving policies of the two countries.
我们期待通过本次的交流互动，进一步推动建立多模式的交流共享平台，以此推动中俄暖通制冷空调行业的深度交流和可持续发展，为中俄两国企业提供更多的交流渠道，为中国两俄暖通制冷空调行业的发展做出积极的贡献。
We look forward to further promoting the establishment of the multi-mode exchange and sharing platform through the exchange and interaction, so as to promote the in-depth exchange and sustainable development of the HVAC and R industry, and more communication channels for interpreters between China and Russia, and make positive contributions to the HVAC and R industry of China and Russia.
最后呢，预祝本次论坛圆满成功，谢谢大家。
I last wish the conference success and wish everyone the best health and success. Thank you.
这个开机视频。这样吗？开始了哈。Ladies and gentlemen,
Now we are welcoming our next speaker. Yeah, our speaker from China Refrigeration and Air Conditioning Association. Nice to meet you personally here in Zoom, just online, of course, but it's a perfect way out nowadays in our difficult times. So this is Chen Jianhong, researcher, China National Institute of Standardization. And we will learn about energy saving regulations and standards development of refrigeration and air conditioning industry in China. Am I right?
Yes, thank you. I'm Chen Jianhong from the CNIS. Today is a very pleasure to introduce the energy policy and the standards in China for the air conditioner and the refrigerations.
Mr. Chen, may I just ask you to click F5 button on your keyboard?
Yeah.
5, just to make the presentation full screen. F.
好，
全屏了，全屏了。对。
Yeah. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much. Sorry for just.
I will my introduction mainly include the 3 points. One is the policy. Second is the standards. The 3 is transfer mechanism. And China, in recent years, develop a series of policies and the regulation to promote the China's energy saving works. One is set up the carbon neutrality goals by 2060, and the 2030 will reach the peak of the carbon. Around those goals, we set up a series of regulations, such as the green and high efficiency cooling action plan, and the regulation for the origins replaced regulation, and so on. The first is about the carbon neutrality target. In order to arrive at this goal, we have to do the technologies passes. One is to develop high efficiency products. Second is the electrifications. Second is multi energy system. These 3 passes is mainly pace for China's. Second is about the green and high efficiency action plan. This plan is a national plan to promote the cooling areas work, mainly to set up to promote the products energy efficiency improved, such as the room air conditioning. improved 30%, and the multi-connected air conditioners will improve 40%. Is we think is very big improved. Another area is to improve the market share of green and high efficiency products, the market shares. We set two phases. One is the 2022. The second point is 2030. And have some others goals, such as the energy saving service and the constructions and so on. Another regulation is for the to change the coal used to electric used. As you know, in China, the heating we traditional is to use the coals provide, but now we try to change the coal's heating to electric heating. Use the most area to start to use the heat pump and heat pump to replace the traditional coal heating to protect the environment. We have set the goal to replace the coal used heating. The four is for the refrigerant replaced. This is to follow the Kigali amendment. China to do a lot of work, try to follow the Kigali's agreements. I have the figure to show in China. The recent years, we have changed the market structure. So, now in China, the R22 is reduced a lot of, and the R410 is improved the market share. So next step, we should try to change to the R290. We have a national plan to do this. Second is for the standards. In order to promote the China's energy saving works, we develop and set up a standards system. Mainly includes those areas. One is energy efficiency standards for the products. Second is for the energy system. Try to promote the cooling system to energy saving. The second area is the monitoring and testing. The four is for the energy monitoring for the multi-energy system. The first is for the energy efficiency standards for the products. Until now, we have 16 energy efficiency standards for the product. Mainly include household appliance, commercial air conditioners, and cooling store. And some others areas cooling equipments. Another standards is for the green products. This is just the start from last year. The task is to develop standards and start and certification for the green products. The green products means one is efficiency is high. Second is use the green materials and environments and the environments friendly. Until now, we have developed. Sorry.
Еще онлайном, да? Вся конференция онлайном? Ой-ой-ой. Вообще плохо.
Sorry.
Hello, everybody. If you are not speakers, please switch off your microphone. Уважаемые слушатели, пожалуйста, если вы не являетесь спикерами, пожалуйста, выключите ваши микрофоны. Спасибо большое.
Thank you. Another area's standards is to develop the national standards for the system, because as we know, energy products efficiency is one requirements. Another requirements have to do is to improve the energy systems efficiency. So we develop a series of standards for the energy system to improve the running's efficiency. Such as those standards, we try to do more for different cooling system and improve their efficiency. 5 is to multi-energy system, as the requirements and the policies requirements. We have to use different energy in the cooling area, such as the new energy and so on. And so we have to combine the cooling and the heating requirements in one system. Second point, we try to use the new energy and energy store into the cooling system. So try to reduce the carbon. Some manufacturers in China to develop some air conditioners use new energy and new energy. The 3 part is about the transform mechanism in China. In China, to develop a system to transform the market to high efficiency, mainly include maps, labels, and certification labels, and so on. Basing on those mechanisms to try to improve the product's energy efficiency. Until now, we think it's very useful and to improve the market efficiencies quickly. Second is the government procurement regulation. This regulation is ask the organization or the company first to use the high efficiency products. Until now, we have updated the products list many times. So in this market, more and more high efficiency products have to be used. Another mechanism is to the tax reduce. That means if we used and to buy the high efficiency products, we can get the tax reduce support. So this is useful and helpful for the company and to help them reduce their cost. The five is the green furnaces. As you know, energy saving products need the more money, and the cost is high. So the government and other and the finance department to develop the green furnaces to help and to help our company and the energy service company to do something. Those areas policy and standards just start to develop. Maybe in the next year we have some new regulation or the policy to develop to publish. The goal is to reduce to help the company to reduce the cost and to help to set up the carbon trading system. Thank you. That's my presentation.
Thank you so much for a nice report. It was very interesting, and we have questions in our chat. I will read them for you. People are asking us, our listeners are asking you, Mr. Chen, about what is the volume of government procurement in China? Do you know the volume, maybe some percent? I don't know, anything like it. Or maybe how many items of ventilation, air conditioning systems purchased by the government in China.
Yulia?
Yeah?
Yes, could you please repeat the question? I will say in the chat box, right?
Oh, yeah. Not in chat box, because in our register form for this online conference, our listeners was able to ask questions in advance, and we got these questions from them about the volume of government procurement in China. The volume, they mean the percentage, maybe 15%, or how many items or something like that. They ask us to tell a little bit more about government procurement in China. Maybe share your thoughts.
Yes, in China, the high efficiency, according to the labeling, the first, the one grade products, about, I think the market share about the 40%.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much. That's great.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much for a nice report and for your nice answer to our questions. And now we are moving on to our next speaker, Mr. Georgy Litvinchuk. He is the Russian expert in ventilation, air conditioning, refrigeration and heating industry as well. And he is the founder and owner of the company Litvinchuk Marketing. So he is sitting next to me. So this is our expert, Mr. Georgy. Georgy will speak in Russian, and then our interpreter will translate his words to you in English, so you will be able to understand everything. And remember that you may type your questions in chat, and Georgy will be happy to answer all. So we may start, I suppose. And Yulia, our interpreter, can you hear us? Is everything right?
Юлия нас слышит?
Yulia, can you hear us? Maybe you are muted. I suppose there are some technical problems with our interpreter. Just one moment. Yes. Yulia, try to speak now. I suppose that everything is going to be all right now. Yulia, can you hear us?
Hello.
Great.
Теперь
Okay.
меня подключили, и меня стало слышно. Я вас слышала все время. I could hear you now that I'm connected. You can hear me as well.
2020 год был достаточно сложным для мировой индустрии климата. В большинстве стран мира продажи кондиционеров упали.
The year 2020 was a very difficult year in the global climate industry, and the global sales went down.
Россия выделяется на этом фоне, потому что у нас, несмотря на все ковидные дела, случился рост.
Russia is different from the rest of the world because in Russia, disregarding the COVID-19 pandemic, we have the growth of sales.
Российский рынок сплит-систем вырос примерно с 1 миллиона 930 тысяч до примерно 2 миллионов 100 тысяч штук.
The Russian market of split system in this year grew from 1,930,000 to 2.1 million.
Почему это произошло? Тут два фактора. Первый фактор – это некий отложенный спрос с прошлого года. В прошлом году погода не очень способствовала продажам, и рынок не рос. Плюс процесс замены кондиционеров, которые были установлены 12-15 лет назад.
Well, why that? First of all, there was a delayed demand because in the previous year, due to the weather conditions, the sales were not high. Besides, it was the time to replace the air conditioning that have been installed from 12 to 15 years ago.
И именно замена кондиционеров является основным фактором, который определяет динамику рынка в России последние несколько лет, начиная где-то с 2016 года. Почему? Срок службы кондиционера в российских условиях, неважно, это Краснодар или Санкт-Петербург, это где-то 12-15 лет.
And it's the replacement of the AC systems that guides the level of sales in the latest years. Since the year 16, actually, no matter where, whether and what the climate is like, whether it's the city of Krasnodar or St. Petersburg, the term of service of air conditioners is from 12 to 15 years.
Почему это происходит? Почему именно такие сроки? В российских условиях кондиционер работает очень непродолжительное время в течение года. В средней полосе России это всего около 400 часов.
Why that? We don't have long periods of hot weather. In the average Russian climate, in summertime, the AC works on average for 400 hours.
То есть можно понять, что за эти самые 12-15 лет кондиционер не вырабатывает свой моторесурс.
And you may understand that in 12-15 years, the AC does not work the sufficient number of hours prescribed by the design.
Поломка происходит из-за того, что кондиционер работает в сложных климатических условиях. Прежде всего, это очень большой суточный ход температуры, ну, то, что мы называем резкоконтинентальным климатом.
Then why the air conditioners get broken so early? It's because they work in the continental climate. There's a big difference of temperatures within 24 hours.
Такой большой суточный ход температуры приводит к утечкам фреона, а так как на обслуживании у нас кондиционеры практически не стоят, то, собственно, это и выводит их из строя.
Such a big difference of daily temperature causes the leakage of freon, and usually our air conditioners are not being serviced. There's no maintenance, hence they get broken pretty early.
Единственный регион, который у нас похож, наверное, на Южную Европу, это Черноморское побережье. Там, соответственно, срок службы около 8 лет, примерно как в Италии, Испании и Греции.
The only region that has climate like in Southern Europe is the Crimean and the Black Sea coast. There, the service life is usually 8 years, same like in Italy, Spain, or France.
Ну, в итоге что мы получаем? Почему, так скажем, замена кондиционеров увеличивает размер рынка? Если мы возьмем продажи на новые объекты, она последние годы падает. А замена привязана к тем объемам, которые нашли в 2004-2007 году, когда рынок за эти годы вырос в 2,5 раза.
Well, so it's the replacement of air conditioners that dictates the demand. As for the purchase of new conditioners, the sales are dropping down, but we are now connected to the sales of the years 04-07, and at that period, the growth was 2.5 times a year.
Российский рынок, таким образом, благодаря замене, будет расти еще примерно 3 года и достигнет объема 2 500 000 – 2 700 000 с года.
So we expect the Russian market to keep growing due to replacement for 3 more years. And the top number that we expect is 2.5–2.7 million per year.
Потом наступит стабилизация, ну, может быть, небольшая коррекция вниз, но это очень несущественно, ну, может быть, на 100 000 штук.
After that, the situation will become stable, and perhaps there will be a bit of a drop of demand, but not a big drop, mainly by 0.1 million, 100,000.
Очень хорошей иллюстрацией процесса замены служит динамика рынка оконных кондиционеров.
A very good example of replacement process is the trend at the market of the window air conditioners.
В 2016 году их было продано всего 3,5 тысячи штук, при том, что в 2006 их продавалось больше 200 000.
In the year 16, we have sold only 3.5 thousand of those, while in the year 06, the sales number was over 200,000.
Однако с 2017 года рынок оконных кондиционеров неожиданно начал расти. То есть после 3,5 тысяч было продано 5300, потом 8,5, а потом 13,5 тысяч.
But since the year 17, this market started to grow unexpectedly. So in the year 16, we have sold 3,500. Next year, 5.3 thousand. Next year, 8.5 thousand. And finally, 13.5 thousand.
Какова причина вдруг такого неожиданного прироста? То есть люди, которые покупают новую квартиру и собираются поставить кондиционер, разумеется, не выбирают оконный кондиционер.
Why there was such an unexpected growth? If people buy a new apartment, flat, and are planning to install the AC system, they naturally do not choose the window air conditioner.
То есть это, разумеется, замена. Люди, которые в начале 2000-х ставили себе оконные кондиционеры, очень часто они серьезно подошли к установке, заказали себе пластиковое окно с выемкой под оконный кондиционер, и сейчас у них альтернатива. Либо поменять один оконный кондиционер на другой, либо заказать новое окно, заказать установку сплит-системы и выкинуть старый оконник.
Well, it's because of the things that people were buying in the beginning of the century. Usually they were not very wise, and they would make an opening in the plastic window, and the window air conditioner was installed there. Now that it stopped working, they don't have a choice, or the choice is difficult. They either have to replace this air conditioning with a different one, but if they want a new system with a split system, then they have to replace the entire window.
В результате примерно каждый пятый из тех, у кого поломался старый оконный кондиционер, снова покупает оконный кондиционер.
The result is as following. Every fifth person whose window air conditioner got broken is buying again a new window air conditioner.
Ну, конечно, если экономическая ситуация в стране улучшится, процент таких людей, наверное, снизится.
But if the economic situation in the country gets better, if people get more rich, then this situation will probably change, and not every fifth, but less people will buy secondary window air conditioners.
Экономическая ситуация также влияет на то, какие кондиционеры покупает население. Даже несмотря на рост рынка, доля дешевого сегмента она увеличилась.
Also, the economic situation dictates the kinds of air conditioners which are being bought now. The segment is growing in general, but people are buying more cheap air conditioners. The share of cheap ones is growing faster.
Ну, то есть в России, в отличие от остальных европейских стран, например, очень низкая доля японского и корейского оборудования.
So in Russia, unlike the rest of Europe, the share of Japanese and Korean equipment is pretty low.
То есть на японские сплиты в этом году пришлось 5,3% рынка. На корейскую продукцию 1,5%.
The Japanese split systems made only 5.3% of the market, Korean 1.5%.
Ну, то есть все остальное это продукция китайских заводов.
All the rest was produced in China.
На российском рынке вот, по результатам этого года лидирует завод Midea, это где-то 27,4% рынка.
And Medea is leading at the Russian market. They take 27.4% of the market.
На втором месте AUX, это где-то 17%.
Second is AUX. They take some 17%, 1.7%.
Ну и на третьем месте с очень маленьким отрывом GRI, это где-то 16,5%.
And GRI is number 3. The difference is small, 16.5%.
Ну и далее идут TCL, Haier и Hisense.
The above named are coming next.
Hisense, который занимает 6-е место, то есть это чуть меньше 7%, но это больше, чем продано японских и корейских сплит-систем вместе взятых.
Hisense is number 6. They have less than 7% of the market. However, they make more than Japanese and Koreans taken together.
Если мы померяем долю корейских и японских сплит-систем в денежном выражении, она, конечно, будет существенно больше, но, тем не менее, количественная доля, она достаточно низкая, и она в целом показывает, ну, в общем-то, как экономическую ситуацию в стране, так и изменившиеся предпочтения населения.
Well, of course, if we take the Korean and Japanese split systems money-wise, they occupy a bigger share of the market. But if we count by the units, not so much. And this reflects the economic situation in the country and at the market.
Плюс есть еще один очень немаловажный момент. Если посмотреть, для кого в России важно именно брендовое оборудование, то это, как правило, люди, которым старше 50 лет.
Also, if we divide Russian customers by the age groups, the ones interested in a good brand are usually aged over 50, older than 50 years old.
Для тех, кому 20-25 лет, значение марки, которая написана на кондиционере, вообще практически не важно.
People aged 20-25 don't care for the brand name of their air conditioner.
Ну, вот очень хорошая иллюстрация этого служит, какие марки продаются в России. То есть я назвал доли китайских заводов, но под собственными марками эти заводы продают менее 20% всей своей продукции. То есть 80% это OEM-бренды. То есть это российские марки, которые сделаны на китайских заводах.
For example, I have named the brands bought from China, but this makes less than 20%, I mean their own brands. 80% of sales in Russia are OEMs. These are air conditioners produced in China, but sold under Russian brand names.
Если брать системы кондиционирования, чиллера, ВРФ, то этот год, конечно, он, наверное, не самый удачный. По чиллерам снижение продаж порядка 35%.
Well, the above mentioned kinds of air conditioning, RAV chiller, there's not a good time for them at the market. The decline is around 20%.
По ВРФ-системам в этом году рынок не упал, но я думаю, это просто такая небольшая отсрочка. Дело в том, что... давайте перейдем.
Well, as for the VRF systems, this year there was no decline of demand, but I believe there is a delay of decline. It's coming later.
В этом году рынок спасло несколько очень крупных объектов. Это жилищные комплексы, которые оснащены ВРФ-системой.
This year, the market was saved by several big facilities. These are the housing facilities that have ordered a lot of VRF systems.
Было как минимум 8 крупных жилищных комплексов, на каждом от 70 до 380 ВРФ-систем.
They were put into operation at least 8 neighborhoods with new housing, and each demanded from 70 to 380 VRF systems.
На следующий год, ну вот я знаю, 4 жилищных комплексах, и там среднее количество ВРФ существенно меньше.
As for the plans for the next year, there are only 3 housing facilities that are being put into operation, and they require a great deal less VRF systems.
На большинстве этих жилищных комплексов будет установлен LG, он в этом году лидер на рынке ВРФ-систем. Соответственно, то, что касается следующего года, ну, будем смотреть, что будет происходить, но я думаю, будет снижение продаж.
Well, at most of them, the VRF systems from LG shall be installed. As for the next year, we still expect the decline of demand.
То, что касается такой среднесрочной перспективы на рынке промышленных систем кондиционирования, ну, тут можно смотреть с сдержанным оптимизмом.
As for the period of several years, the forecast is optimistic, but moderately optimistic.
Если в ближайшие 2 года рынок еще немножко упадет, ну где-то процентов на 10, 12, 15, то дальше начнется прирост, и сейчас я объясню почему.
We believe that in the following 2 years, there will be the decline of demand by 10-15%, but afterwards, the market shall rebate and start growing again. Let me explain why.
Причина примерно такая же, как и на рынке сплит-систем.
The reason is the same as at the market of split systems.
Российский рынок промышленных систем кондиционирования испытал очень бурный рост где-то с 2003 по 2007 год.
It's because the Russian market of industrial air conditioners had a very fast growth in the period from the year 03 till the year 07. the
И
PAC
годы он
conditioners.
удваивался каждые 2 года.
It doubled every 2 years at that period.
То есть средние темпы роста были порядка 37-38% в год.
So the growth was around 37-38% per year.
Учитывая, что средний срок службы промышленных систем кондиционирования это где-то 18-20 лет, мы как раз в ближайшие годы получим очень резкий всплеск поломок старого оборудования.
If we consider that industrial air conditioners last for some 18-20 years, so in 2 years we should expect the breakage of the old conditioners.
Часть, конечно, этих систем будут ремонтировать, но это очень сложные, дорогостоящие ремонты.
Part of the systems shall be repaired instead of being replaced, but this kind of repair is rather difficult and rather expensive.
Почему ремонт? Потому что в ряде случаев невозможно просто поменять оборудование по строительным причинам.
And repairs, expensive as they are, shall be chosen because of the structural conditions.
Ну, если чиллер мощностью там 1,5 мегаватта стоит на кровле 20-этажного здания, снять его оттуда можно только башенным краном.
It's because if the chiller with the capacity of 1.5 megawatt is installed on the roof of a 20-floor building, the only way to dismantle it is to use the tower crane.
Это не всегда возможно, либо достаточно дорого стоит.
That's not always feasible. It may be either impossible or too expensive.
Именно поэтому иногда проводят очень дорогостоящий ремонт, который сопоставим по цене с покупкой нового чиллера.
That's why sometimes people choose a very expensive repair work, though the price for it is quite comparable to the price of a new chiller.
Ну, то же самое касается вент-установок, которые могут находиться в вент-камере.
Same
Оттуда извлечь.
with the units installed in ventilation chambers. It is simply difficult to get them out from over there.
Вентиляционная установка – это air handling units.
Air what? Sorry?
Вентиляционная установка – это air handling units.
Thank you. In the air handling units. That's what was meant.
Где-то 60% от сломавшихся систем это просто будет классическая замена, где вместо старого чиллера поставят новый. В результате примерно
60% of the replacement shall be the classical replacement, new one instead of the old one.
В результате где-то к 2025 году объем заменяемого оборудования сравняется с объемом оборудования, которое пойдет на новый объект.
So by the year 20, the ratio shall be 50-50, the replacements and the equipment for the new facilities.
Ну, где-то к 2023 году мы получим какой-то прирост на рынке промышленных систем.
And it's by the year 23 that we should expect a certain growth at the market of industrial systems.
Поэтому, несмотря на сложную экономическую ситуацию в России, несмотря на ковид и прочие напасти, можно смотреть вперед со сдержанным оптимизмом.
So disregarding the political and economical situation, disregarding the pandemic of COVID-19, we are looking into the future with moderate optimism.
Я смотрю, тут вопросы приходят.
I can see some questions are coming.
Yes, thank you, Georgi, for a nice report. It was extremely interesting and it contains a lot of very important statistics and analysis overview of the Russian market. It's really great because it's useful. It's useful for our manufacturers of different countries to build their business in Russia.
Георгий, спасибо вам большое за очень информационную презентацию с хорошей статистикой и с анализом. Это нужно производителям, им необходимо знать русский рынок и прогноз на русский рынок. И к вам есть вопросы.
Да, Юлия, можете посмотреть в чате, вот как раз вопрос для Георгия.
Вопрос господину Литвинчуку о секторе отопления. батареи в частности. Вы не могли бы сказать нам, сколько из них импортируется, какой процент импортируется в Россию, а какой процент производится в России?
Смотрите, на данный момент, если мы берем там 2019 год, то есть порядка 40% всех радиаторов делалось в России. По результатам этого года, я думаю, доля российского производства будет существенно выше 50%. Я думаю, что в перспективе в ближайших 4-5 лет она дойдет примерно до 70%. В России сейчас созданы избыточные мощности по производству радиаторов. Учитывая, собственно, политику на импортозамещение, я думаю, что в ближайшие годы продать импортный радиатор на какой-то объект, на котором, ну, скажем так, государственное финансирование, это будет вообще очень сложно.
Well, as for the radiators, the question about them, in the year 19, 40% of radiators were produced in Russia. In the year 20, this share went up, and now more than 50% of radiators used in the Russian market are produced in Russia. In the following 4 or 5 years, we expect that this ratio shall grow, and up to 70% of radiators used in Russia shall be produced locally. That's due to the policy of import substitution, and due to the fact that now we have excessive facilities, excessive production of those radiators. And I believe in the near future, you won't be able to sell foreign-made radiators at the facilities that the construction of which is financed by the government. Есть еще один к вам вопрос от Анжелики Санти. Что касается пластиковых труб для вентиляции внутренних помещений.
Наверное, все-таки это не для вентиляции трубы. Я думаю, это все-таки трубы для систем отопления.
Здесь написано for indoor ventilation.
Для вентиляции. Я понял. Пластиковые воздуховоды. Очень маленький рынок в России. Очень
Можно я дочитаю вопрос? Я не закончила его переводить. Системы HVAC в домах, which is the utilization with respect to stainless steel pipes. Да, так вот, скажем так, каков процент пластиковых именно воздуховодов используется в процентном соотношении и по сравнению с воздуховодами либо трубами, как написано, из нержавеющей стали. Можно я дочитаю вопрос? Какой процент из этих труб производится в России? И какой тренд на будущее? Какой в будущем будет более популярным материал, сталь или пластик? Следующее продолжение вопроса. Экспортирует ли Россия пластиковые трубы? И если да, то в какие страны?
Смотрите, то, что касается рынка воздуховодов в России, 95% рынка – это, соответственно, воздуховоды из оцинкованной стали, 5%, 4,5% это гибкие воздуховоды, опять-таки из фольги, и примерно там, ну, не знаю, 0,5% приходится на текстильные воздуховоды, пластиковые воздуховоды, воздуховоды там из пененного полиэтилена и так далее. То есть, по сути дела, у нас в стране доминируют воздуховоды именно, ну, и не из нержавеющей стали, это называется оцинковка, правильно.
Well, as for the air duct pipes, it's not the stainless steel that is used in Russia, but zinced metal, zinced steel. And that makes 95% of the market. From 4 to 5% flexible pipes made of foil.
Подождите, 4,5% гибкие.
От 4 до 5 вы сказали, я это и перевожу.
Да, мне послышалось 45, простите.
From 4 to 5% of the flexible pipes made of foil, and then around 0.5% are the other kinds of pipes, that is textile, plastic, formed polyethylene, etc. So that's the division in Russia.
То, что касается импорта-экспорта, то в России, но она самообеспечивает себя воздуховодами. Единственный регион, где много импортных воздуховодов, опять-таки оцинковка, это Калининградская область. Там есть импорт из Литвы.
So, in general, import to Russia is not very big. Russia is self-sufficient in this field. The only area where zinced air ducts are being imported is Kaliningrad, because there they have a supply from Lithuania.
Россия при этом экспортирует небольшое количество, опять-таки, оцинкованных воздуховодов в Казахстан.
And Russia does export a small amount of zinced air ducts to the country of Kazakhstan.
Но это очень небольшие объемы.
But these are very small volumes. Следующий вопрос читать?
Да, конечно.
Тут к вам много вопросов.
А давайте, да, мы вот этот один сейчас прочитаем, потом выступят другие спикеры, мы потом вернемся.
Следующий вопрос от Алекса. Здравствуйте, господин Литвинчук. Благодарю вас за вашу презентацию. Расскажите, пожалуйста, о русском рынке чиллеров, теперешнее состояние и прогноз на будущее.
Про чиллеры я рассказывал, то, что в этом году падение импорта примерно на 35%, вызвано оно как уменьшением количества объектов, так, собственно, и остановкой ряда европейских заводов.
Well, as for the chillers, I believe I already mentioned that this year there was a drop of 35% due to not putting into operation of the facilities, and also due to the stopping of the work of the European productions.
Срок изготовления чиллеров на многих европейских заводах сейчас составляет 16-17 недель. Ну, по крайней мере, вот это было в июле, в августе.
In July, August, the period necessary for the production of a chiller at the European factory was from 16 to 18 weeks.
Российские производители, конечно, отчасти воспользовались этой ситуацией, но у нас, по сути дела, 3-4 производителя чиллеров в стране. Ну, и те, кто делает хотя бы там 50 штук в год.
Russian producers partly used this situation, but we only have some 3 or 4 producers in the country, and their capacity is, say, 50 pieces per year.
Российское производство чиллеров примерно выросло процентов на 30-40 в этом году. Ну, вот по прошлому году, если брать в мощностном выражении, в мегаваттах, это было всего там 11-12% рынка. Но в этом будет где-то 16-17%.
Well, the Russian production of chillers did grow this year by some 40%. In megawatt, this makes 11-12%. And the next year, the growth, I believe, shall be some 16-17%.
Okay, thank you so much, Georgi, for your nice presentation and your answering for all questions, not all questions, but a few questions. We will come back to your questions in chat after our other speakers. So don't worry, we will answer all your questions, definitely, don't be afraid. And you may still type your questions in chat within the conference. We will answer. Be sure.
Спасибо. Это еще не все вопросы, но к остальным вопросам к вам мы еще вернемся.
Юлия, спасибо вам большое за перевод. Тоже. We are thanking our interpreter for such work, of course, as well. Thank you for connecting between each other, because language is different. And so now we are ready to move on. Let me introduce you our next speakers, which cover a very interesting topic, like current situation and development of ASHP industry in China. Our next speakers are Mrs. Yan Ran, Product Director of Heating Department, and her colleague Van Xudan, Senior Researcher of Project Department. The company is Beijing Jingdao Tech Corporation. I'm sorry if I mispronouncing something because Chinese is a difficult language for me, but I hope for the better that I mentioned everything correctly. So now, are you ready to start? Mrs. Liu, can you hear us? Our colleagues from China Refrigeration Air Conditioning Industry Association. Can you hear us? Yes. And we see your presentation. Could you please push F5 button on your type board to make it full screen?
Hello.
Hello, yeah. Can you hear us? Everything is all right? Yeah.
Okay, I adjust the PPT.
Wow,
PowerPoint.
so nice presentation. Give one. Very stylish. I like it.
Okay,
Yeah.
can you hear?
Thank you. Yeah, we hear you. You may start. Thank you so much.
Okay, let's start. Thank you. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Wang Xiujun from China Industry Online. Today, I'm honored to be here to share current situation and the development of air source heat pump industry in China. I will give my sorry. 这个怎么下一页? Sorry, wait for a moment.
Sorry, wait a moment.暂停共享，新的共享。不行。你可以先讲，我觉得你可以先讲。
Okay. Today, I'm honored to be here to share current situation and development of air source heat pump industry in China. I will go my presentation from two parts. Okay, let's look at my first part, current situation of air source heat pump industry. In the first 3 quarters of 2020, there were different performance in air source heat pump hot water and air source heat pump heating. From the figure, we can find domestic hot water, commercial hot water, and residential heating were all downward in the first 3 quarters, while commercial heating was upward. Why their performance were so different? We think there are 2 major reasons. On one hand, to everyone knows, global pandemic exactly bring huge impact on air source heat pump industry. On the other hand, as a material application of air source heat pump, hot water market has a limited developed space. As an emerging application of air source heat pump, heating market has more space for development, with market acceptance increasing. Okay. Page 4. Okay. From the point of view of entire hot water and the heating market, They both declined in different degrees. Affected by pandemic, retail domestic hot water and the commercial hot water both declined more observably. In the first 3 quarters, the market share of air source heat pump heating was up to 43%. It was close to a half of total market share. Well, let's look at water to air heat pump heating market. It can be divided into residential heating and commercial heating. From the 2 broken lines graphs, we can clearly find the recovery speed of commercial heating was faster than that of residential heating. We think there are following reasons. Firstly, the development of commercial heating may come from market force. Policies have little effect on commercial heating market. Secondly, under pandemic, due to logistics difficulties and installations difficulties, orders of commercial heating had been delayed in China. After pandemic being controlled, commercial heating market recovered at the end of second quarter in China. Next, according to regional market size of air source heat pump in 2019, we can find North China is the core area of heating market. Although there was no quarterly regional statistic data in 2020 by us, we learned that heat pump companies are actively promoting the development of cooling and heating market in this year. The market share of air source heat pump will grow up gradually in East China, Central China, and Southwest China. At the same time, those air source heat pump products with cooling and heating function all in one will have been developed rapidly. After talking about current situation, I want to share the development and market focus of air source heat pumps in China in my second part. At first, let's briefly review the development progress of air source heat pump in China. Air source heat pump stepped in Chinese market around 2002. It was introduced by hot water products first, and it was popular for some advantages, such as high efficiency, energy saving, and safety. In 2016, the emerging coal-to-electricity market in Beijing created great opportunities for air source heat pump heating market. In 2017, there was new 12 pilot cities. Pushed by policies, heating market had reached its peak. In 2018, there was new 23 pilot cities. In the same year, air heaters began to set the market share of coal to electricity. In 2019, there was new 8 pilot cities. There are third batch of pilot cities. But we can find from policies, financial subsidies began to shrink in this year. The same year, air-to-water heat pumps started to fill the gap of coal to electricity. In 2020, in the first batch pilot cities, the 3-year demonstration of clean heating will end. The work of clean heating will finish the financial assignment in this year. In addition, in 2021, all works of clean heating shall be finished. So 2020 is a very important year for China air source heat pump. From 2002 to 2020, China air source heat pump industry develops nearly 20 years. By studying the development of air source heat pump, we found China air source heat pump is closely related to the policies. Well, now let's look at the export market. It is a surprise to us, air source heat pumps performed very well in export market in this year. Before, we all never thought that the global pandemic would promote the rapid growth of air source heat pump in export market. Through analyzing export flow of China air source heat pumps, we found Europe accounts for a large share, of which France, Germany, Belgium all grow more than 50%. We think there are major following regions lead a good growth in European market. First, Europe attaches great importance to renewable energy, and Europe has increased investment in residential and commercial housing for renewable energy. Second, under pandemic, the time of staying at home becomes longer. The demand for swimming pool products was stimulated, including some potential demand was stimulated and realized in advance. Third, overseas production capacity is limited for pandemic. The advantage of China manufacturing promote the development of entire export market of air source heat pumps. In terms of heating segments, it can be divided into residential heating and commercial heating too. From the figure, we can find the performance of residential and commercial market are totally different. In the focus, the data for 2020, residential heating covers 3 categories. They are coal-to electricity, air heaters, and retail air-to-water heat pumps. Commercial heating refers to project heating products. Commercial heating refers project heating products of air source heat pump. As mentioned above, commercial heating rebounded rapidly. In early April of this year, commercial heating began to present a significant recovery and growth. Therefore, by comparing entire heating market, we can clearly learn that the commercial heating market is sustainable, developable, and stable. Next, let's look at the development of air-to-water heat pumps from retail and project channels. Retail refers to dealer channels, while project refers coal-to electricity channels. In 2019, the market share of retail channel was higher than that of project channel. In 2020, the market share of retail air-to-water heat pumps has already close to 70%. Although pandemic brought a serious impact, retail air-to-water heat pumps maintain a growth of more than 30%. Since 2018, we can clearly find there was a close overlap between air source heat pump companies and air conditioning companies. Air conditioning companies are exploring low temperature products, and air source heat pump companies are gradually moving to the field of room temperature. So the degree of fusion and overlap between them is growing. Air conditioning companies achieve a new growth due to expansion of air-to-water heat pump products in 2020. But at the same time, we want to emphasize that the current brand process of entire air source heat pump market still depends more on the promotion of leading companies. In other words, leading companies have an absolute impact on air source heat pump market. In terms of applications, air source heat pumps can be divided into hot water, heating, and drying. Now, let's look at their performance together. Hot water affected by pandemic observably. Domestic hot water has been hit heavily by retail market in China, while commercial hot water has been hit hard by delayed projects such as hotels and public bus. Hot water is facing severe challenge in this year. The market share of air source heat pump heating is growing, especially in agriculture and breeding industry. In addition, we should pay more attention to the drying application in agriculture and breeding industry. Air source heat pump drying products will have a great potential in tobacco, grain, fruits, and vegetables. It will become a highlight product in 2020. Well, according to market forecast from China Industry Online, the domestic and export of air source heat pump will present a stable development in 2021. In terms of domestic market, hot water products will be relatively stable, while the heating market will appear volatility growth. According to focused data, retail air to water heat pumps and commercial heating products will have an increase. On contrast, air source heat pump, air heaters, and coal to electricity products will have a drop. In terms of export market, we still believe that the pandemic in this year won't bring too much influence to air source heat pump of 2021. Firstly, the export shares of air source heat pumps were not too high at present. Secondly, air source heat pumps are still showing a low carbon trend throughout the global. Thirdly, the export products of air source heat pumps are more concentrated in hot water at present. The proportion of air source heat pump heating is not high, so the export market of air source heat pumps still has great developing space in future. In summary, China air source heat pump industry still has great potential, whether in domestic market and export market. We should have more expectation and confidence for future market. Finally, please allow me to briefly introduce about China Industry Online. Our major business include report release, brand building, and resource linking. That is what you need, is what we managed to do. Sincerely, thank you for your listening. OK， 完事，没有声音。Thank you.
Dear colleagues, thank you so much for your report. Yeah, can you hear us?
Yes, I can. OK.
Hello, yeah, can you hear everything's all right?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can hear.
I suppose some technical problems. Yes, we have one question. Have you already finished your presentation? Is everything fine, or would you like to continue anything?
No, we have finished. We have finished the speech. Oh, hi. Our speech is finished. Yeah.
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 So now we are moving on to questions, because we have also questions from our audience. Yeah. So the first question is just one moment. How much is growth rate of heating segment by industrial sales in China?
Sorry, which segment?
Heating segment, industrial sales. Could you please tell a little bit more about the percentage of this segment in China, and maybe some growth rate or decrease rate, what's going on with the heating sector, industrial heating sector in China.
You mean locally or you mean
yeah, locally.
Okay, understand.
Yeah.
就是我们的本地的一个供暖的这块的一些销售的数据，能不能给简单的介绍一下？近年来是一些增长的一个态势，还是对？就是可以，对，你可以把它分块儿，比如说现在我们几个主要的几大采暖的板块分别有哪些，然后分别现在是一个什么样的一个增长态势，还是说有下降这样的本土的市场？
Okay. The heating market was divided into electricity heating, gas-fired heating, air source heat pump heating, and solar heating in China. We focused the growth rate of heating. The entire heating is increased over 20%.
20%. Oh, okay.
Yes, 20%.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your answering. Yes, and now we are moving on to our next speaker. She is Leila Pavlova. Leila is our Russian expert. Leila will tell you very interesting information about key technologies for entering new market, international sales formation rules. Leila is business consultant, strategic marketing, anti-crisis management of the commercial sector, international purchases, product development, and private label. All these are her focus, and she is an expert in this sphere. Leila, can you hear us? Can you present your presentation? Yeah.
Everybody, hello everybody.
Yeah.
Yes, I would like to ask you to put my PPT. I send it.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Yeah. Just one moment, I will show it.
Yes, and during this moment, when we put our PPT in computer, I would like to tell thank you very much for team of Aquatherm, because now we have the very interesting possibilities to talk about business, to talk about marketing, to talk about statistics, to talk about all before exhibition. For my experience, it first time when the team of exhibition do the special program when we can meeting and talking, have some greeting before exhibition and have received a lot of information and be ready to do the exhibition with the best result, with a successful result. Thank you very much for this.
Thank you, Leila, also for joining us, because it's also very important. Thank you.
So, my name is Leila Pavlova. I am business consultant. I'm the founder and owner of consulting agency, the name of my company between two countries. I'm working in the international business in the purchase department during 1998. I started my career in international department as a director of a new branch of a large chain of building materials and stores. I'm traveling a lot. I'm studying all countries. I'm studying all possibilities from these countries and companies. And after that, in 2016, I would like to open my own business. And first for me, for my business experience was an exhibition of China. China held the first specialized exhibition in Moscow. I noticed how your manufacturing coming to international exhibitions and got the idea of the exhibitions and strategic consulting. The second steps for my experience was when I coming to China, to Beijing, and we do very interesting program, business program in the exhibition for environment. It was 2017 Beijing CPEC, and we was do the program for Ministry of Nature of Russian Federation. We prepared the consulting the first business program and have very interesting situation. I did research how Chinese factories participate in international exhibition at home. So, если мы сейчас переключим, мне как-то самой, да, надо? Ага, еще? Еще? Спасибо. And I'm studying some very interesting situation between Russian companies and between Chinese companies. All countries have some typical strategic mistakes and some typical strategic problem for communication, because for business, for exhibition, first of all important is communication. If you look for this picture, you see some items very important for Russian companies when they come into China and try to do some business with the Chinese companies. They are very different. The mentality between Chinese and Russian people is very different. We have the languages barrier. Why? Because a lot of Russian companies talking only on Russian, and a lot of Chinese companies talking only on Chinese. We have some financial risk because only 5 years, I think, we have very special government support to legal business, to do the directly contract, to have the possibility for business pay directly to the companies between the Russian and Chinese. We are very far. Logistic way between our countries and the Chinese, it's around now 1 month, and the last period it was 2 months. And usually Russian companies 30 years ago start with the European companies. European companies has very interesting marketing systems and have the business process management. When we come into the Chinese, we need to do some cooperation between two companies and put all documents on business process on the papers. Следующее можно? So the next typical mistakes, strategy mistakes between our countries and between our exhibitors. When you're coming to the country, when you come into the exhibitions, we have some very interesting problem. No, I cannot tell all. A lot of companies coming with no translator, no catalogs, no documents in English. But if you have the document in English, a lot of people coming to visiting your stand talking only on the own languages. And so if you're coming to the Russian exhibitions, you need to prepare all documents on Russian. If you come into the Chinese exhibition, you need to prepare all documents on Chinese. This would be easy to be in touch during the exhibition and after the exhibition. And another type of problem, Chinese people don't use active sales techniques. What I mean, you sit and wait. You come into the country, you come into the exhibition, you sit during the exhibition and wait the client. Very good if the client coming. Usually all companies, a lot of companies return to home without information about companies and without information about the sales. What must to do? Следующее. First of all, you need to study market. Looking for this picture, it's our country, it's Russian Federation. It's small statistics about market. what people can use, how many people can do, how many kilometers pipe you can sell or using during our country, the turnover of industry, and the people who working in the employers in the states in the industry. Следующее. And if you enter, if you would like to sell, and if you would like to have the international sales, first of all, you need to do the special documents and to special information about the market. First, I think you need to do the special list with the case to search for information on the market. The case from your market, from your special words. You put this case on Chinese, on English, on Russian, and have received some information about the companies, about information about your product on the market. After that, you need have the next list, profile exhibitions. How many exhibitions, how many forums, how many special portals, how many media you can find on the market on the before the exhibition. When you open this information for you, you have received, have you searched a lot of companies, a lot of situation, a lot of steps, a lot of sales information, some steps for the marketing. And you have very interesting tool now, tool for social networks. If you open your mobile, for Chinese people, one of important way would be WeChat. If you open the mobile in Russia, one of important of the network would be Facebook. All big business stay on the Facebook. And if you open this information, if you open information about, just a moment, information about the client, about the companies, you can be in touch directly for the all managers. But if you're coming for the Facebook, if you're coming for the network, please, the first says, the first hello from you, very interesting to receive about yourself, not about your business. Who are you? And only after that, very interesting to receive the information, how are you and what are you? If you look on my page, you see the cat. I have a very funny story about my cat. I was in Beijing. I'm preparing some of the factories for the government company. I find some suppliers to the railway government company to preparing some of the products at the meeting. I have received was a t-shirt black with a black cat. I'm looking for this gift and asking, it's only it's only gift. No, I open your Facebook. I look and you have two cats. I know you like the black cat, and so special gift for you for the special cat. It's your cat and your t-shirt now. So I'm talking with this company a lot. I be in touch with this company during 5 years, and I organized some meeting between the company and the government company in Russia with the management for these companies. It's one of the tools to be in touch. Спасибо. Так, дальше что у нас? About media, I sent to you, if it's interesting, on links about media for your market. For example, if you looking and open the second links, it's Aquatherm exhibition links. It's the website of Aquatherms. all exhibition during year by year put all information about the companies on the website. If you open the Aquatherm website, you can find all companies during the 5 years who coming to Russia, who stay at the exhibition. And after that, you can put on information on your table, open the website of the companies and have received more information about marketing, about price level, about possibility of sales, about the strategy. And you have received a real database for your business. If you're interested, I will put these links after my presentation, after my PPT in the chat. So, дальше. One important question when the company coming to the exhibition, it's a favorite question. How many customers can you find to my company? How many customers for business possibility to find during the exhibitions? Now it's very good situation for business because Russian government and the Chinese government prepare several programs to support of business. It's a legal company, it's a legal contract. It's very easy to pay between two countries. It's Chinese companies preparing special credit program for purchase, for international purchase. And if you will be in touch with the associated, with the exhibition organization, you can receive more information about possibilities of business. And now, if the company has a very strange turnover during the year, it's possible to do all forwarding purchases and buy directly in every country or all over the world. Then, I talk about the support from the forwarding departments, from the forwarding economic between our companies, our countries. This year and last year was a very special year for all business between Russia and China. And a lot of government program it's preparing and now leading to business between two countries. Так, щупаем. And so, what's important in the international sales? It's teamwork, strategy, communication. If you have these three items, you have received success. Thank you very much for your time. This is my contact. If it's interesting, I will send my PPT after this summit. Be in touch. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Leila. Yes, of course, we will be in touch with you and all our listeners. I'm 100% sure because you're a real expert and you know how to build business to be successful. It's great, really great. And you are talking very easy and very light languages. You're speaking very easy, very light. So everything is clear. I suppose.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Yes, and now we are moving on to our next speaker. Let me introduce it to you. Our next speaker will be Van Ronan, a Deputy Director of Technical and Standard Department, China Refrigeration and Air Conditioning Industry Association. We would like to listen to your interesting report about HCFCS phase-out progress and alternatives in China refrigeration and air conditioning industry. I suppose this topic is a very hot one. Nowadays, it's really very current and actual, because we all know the situation with refrigerants is not stable now, and it will be extremely important for us to listen to your expert opinion. Thank you so much. So you may start. Yes.
Okay. Sorry. Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's perfect.
Hello. This is Wang Ruonan from CRAA. Thanks for the organizer. It's a great pleasure for me to speak at this online meeting. And I would like to share some information about the HCFC phase-out progress and alternatives in China RNAC industry. So, sorry, some technical problem. Okay. So my contents will include those parts, and the first one just now Ms. Liu Xiaohong have introduced, so I will skip it. And then a short overview about the industry, and then the HCFC phase-out progress in China RNAC industry, and the consideration of the alternatives of us, and finally to the conclusion. So the introduction of CRA, I will skip it. So we all know that China is the largest producer and consumer of RNAC equipment in the world. So it has a wide range of products that are being used in various applications. According to CRA's statistics, gross industrial output value of China's RNAC industry in 2019 exceeded 695 billion RMB. And about the market demand and the trends in China, is that with the development of the economy and the improvement of the people's living standards, market demand and trends in the RNAC industry, we concluded to the following four aspects. The market requests various types of RNAC equipment to meet different needs, and the demands for the quality of our equipment are getting higher and higher. And with the with their government's policy and policy guidance and requirements in recent years, the energy saving and environmentally protection are an important goals for our industry too. So with the environmental protection requirement, our industry has done refrigerant elimination and the replacement work for many years. And so the following part, I will give the introduction about the HCFC phase-out progress in our industry. The HCFC phase-out work has been divided into several stages according to the cut-off point agreed by the Montreal Protocol, and we call it HPMP. That is short for HCFC phase-out management plan. The first stage is from 2011 to 2015. And through the effort of the government and the industry, we have successfully achieved the target to freezing the consumption of HCFC by the year 2013 and phase out 10% of the baseline by the year 2015. During those 5 years, lots of work have been done. The most direct and effective one was carrying out the production line conversion projects in the manufacturers. And I listed them in the slides, the table. There were 68 production lines in total have been converted in those 5 years from R22 to R30 to CO2 to ammonia and other HFCs, and as well as hydrocarbon. And in this table, I showed the categories of the subsectors and the alternatives that they have selected. Except the production line conversion projects, other activities had also been carried out, like standard citing and amendment, technology research and development, publicity and trainings. And talking about the publicity events, I would like to highlight the Although to Climate Roadshow event, which is held on the China Refrigeration Expo every year. And this event is co-organized by CRAA, UNIPE, UNDP, and the China IMEE FICO. This event is to publicize and promote environmental protection RNAC technologies. Every year, we would invite dozens of manufacturers, institutes, and non-government organizations to exhibit their environment-friendly products and concepts on the roadshow. And this event is keep organizing and welcome you to join us next year in Shanghai, the China Refrigeration Expo. The second stage of HPMP is from 2016 to 2020. Due to the different characteristic of the segmentation industry, the elimination goes for the ICR sector, which is industry and commercial refrigeration sector, and for the room air conditioner are a little different. For the ICR sector, the goal by the year 2020 is to phase out 33% of the baseline. And for the room air conditioner sector, it's about 45% of the baseline. And the Kigali Amendment, which is due by the year 2016, during those 5 years, the whole industry tried to adopt alternatives with lower GWP refrigerants, such as CO2, ammonia, hydrocarbon, and lower GWP HFOs. And high GWP HFCs were not to be funded. I list the recommended alternatives for the subsectors during the second stage HPMP in this slide, which you can see. And in this year, 2020, the HPMP for 2021 to 2026 have been formulated, and the Chinese government has submitted them to the 86th Executive Committee of Multilateral Fund of the Montreal Protocol. Although the meeting has not yet been organized, as far as we know that the grants for China will shrink considerably. Even so, Chinese industry and the government will continue to implement the elimination and reduction of HCFC as well as HFCs as agreed to the Montreal Protocol. As agreed for the RNAC industry, 67.5% of the baseline will be phased out by the year 2026, which would be a tough job. So we detailed and perfect preparation of the HPMP for 2021 to 2026. The activities we will conducted including the policy and regulations construction, which is to ensure the HCFC elimination work is as planned, and to provide incentives for the enterprises to phase out HCFCs and adopt new alternatives. And the production line conversion projects will also be adopted because it is direct and effective. And the technical assistance activities will include research and evaluation on policies impacts, research on alternative technologies and risk evaluation, establishment of technical standards, technical training, communication and seminars, and marketing and promotion. And as in China RNAC industry, except several large companies, most of their companies are small and medium ones. For this kind of companies, they often to realize the importance of HCFC phase out and substitution, and they don't have sufficient capability to do that job. So the next step, the government and the industry will pay more attention to SMEs, and we will do from policy incentives, from funding them, and gives them some technical support, training, and some other measures to promote, to push them to adopt new alternatives. So that is a brief introduction about what we have done and will do for the HCFC phase out. Next, I would like to discuss our consideration of alternatives when facing the dual tasks of Kigali and HCFC's elimination. Based on Kigali Amendment, for most Article 5 countries, which including China, we have to freezing the consumption of HFCs, freezing the HFCs by the year 2024. And the baseline is 2020 to 2022, which is the average of the 3 years, and which means it is beginning from now. And step by step, by the year 2045, only 20% left. So in accordance with the Kigali Amendment, we will focus on actively promoting the application of low GWP alternative technologies and improving the product's energy efficiency during HPMP implementation in order to achieve the environmental benefits of ozone layer protection and the greenhouse effect mitigation. And we know that it must be a hard work, but it will lead to a good result. So in this slide, I list the alternatives that we have currently used and will consider, and their shortcomings and the solutions we are considering, and the possible application areas for them. We know that there are no perfect universal alternatives now, and more or less they all have some their drawbacks. What we have to do is to choose the most suitable one in each different field. And we also have to understand that only the market has the final say. So come to the conclusion, the Chinese government and all sectors of the industry attach great importance to environment protection and the refrigerant replacement work, and have done a lot of fruitful work for the implementation of the Montreal Protocol. As a responsible industry association, CRAA is committed to promoting a more environmentally friendly alternative solution and actively promote and organize the industry alternative conversion action. We hope to work together with our international peers in the future to share information and explore more green and sustainable solutions to contribute to our common goal for completion of the ODS phase out and mitigate global warming. So that is my speech. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your speech. It was so large scale. It covers a lot of spheres in refrigeration. And what is more, I noticed that you mentioned some concrete solutions for every type of refrigeration equipment. It's really great because you already offer some efficient solutions to our colleagues. It's really great. Thank you so much for your professional opinion, for your experiential slides, of course, presentation, and we will share all the information which was presented to you, dear listeners, to your email addresses. And we will also publish all presentations which you watched today on our website page, aquathermmoscow.ru. I will send you the link as well to your email addresses. And to sum up, we would like to say thank you to all our today's speakers, and especially on the whole to our organizational partner, China Refrigeration and Air Conditioning Association. Thank you so much. Thank you so much personally to Kristana. Kristana helped us a lot to organize this conference, and Victor, he's also our international agent of Aquatherm Moscow, and he also helped us and supported us a lot. Thank you so much for your nice presentations to all our speakers, and to Russian speakers as well, to Leila Pavlova and Georgy Litvinchuk. We perfectly understand that we didn't answer all questions in chat, which you mentioned, but don't worry, because we will answer them and send you answers to your email. So you will get answers to all your questions in your emails. Don't worry about that. And I will share a link to our official website right now in chat. So you will be able easily to find the video record of this online international conference and all the presentations which our speakers presented to you today on our website. So here I place the link and send it to you. Yes, and thank you so much to all our listeners, of course, for joining this online conference. We hope that it was interesting and helpful to you, because we did our best to prepare different programs. I mean, different topics. We covered quite a large a number of topics of ventilation, air conditioning, refrigeration, and even heating today. So I suppose that each of you have found interesting solutions for business development. And now you have learned about the current situation on the market in Russia and China as well, in ventilation, air conditioning, and refrigeration industry. And we hope that we will see you in our next events, and we hope that there will be no problems with traveling, and we'll be happy to see you as visitors at our Aquatherm on-site show on February from 2 to 5 February, and as well, even despite travel restrictions. Remember that you have a chance to exhibit at Aquatherm Moscow, even despite travel restrictions, because we have a remote exhibiting program. Yelena introduced it to you. And you may ask all your questions to our common general email, aquatherm@redexper.ru. We will answer all your questions. So thank you so much for joining us and for being with us. Hope to see you again. Have a nice evening. I suppose that most of you have evening and have a nice day as well.